G'day, legends. It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here. Before we get stuck into another great interview brought to you by crank.com and thatmetalstation.com, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and that way you can keep up to date with all the best music and interviews from all over the world. Okay, and hey, how you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with crank.com and with thatmetalstation.com. So tonight, wherever you are in the bloody world, I'm having another chat with Greg Wags Wagner. All-round bloody great guy, super prolific musician, bloody busy overall his career, man, and having another chat with him about everything he has going on, including his solo album and a little bit of the Wreck Defy camp and everything else he's got going on. I'm hoping to touch on. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Real good. Doing the metal. The metal's flowing, and things are really nice right now.
I don't think you've stopped since last time I chatted with you. I think you've been working the whole time, laying down music and being super busy. How's this time been for you since last time we had a chat?
Well, right now, currently, I'm mastering the Wags Metal Incorporated CD, which is titled No Man's Land. I just got all the artwork back, and we've got the CD layouts all kind of shaped up. And then we'll be going to Mercenary Studios with Commander Vanek from Midnight, who is mastering the record right now, and it'll be mastered in Avon, Ohio, where he has his Mercenary Studios. So outside of that, doing some more tracking for Matt in the next couple weeks, I think, as we're 3/4 of the way done with Dissecting the Leech. And then I also have the Prophecy Mental Punishment with Nikolai Antazanov. And it's in the stages of being mixed right now. So we got a lot of irons in the fire. And I got 2 more Wags Metal Incorporateds ready to go right after this one. So all we got to do is master it. And then I'll probably break over into my rock field. I do like straight ahead rock. I've got about 3 albums ready to be mastered there. So we're filled up for the year.
Nice, super busy. First off, before we start jumping into everything else, I do want to talk about your solo album that you're working on now. I've had a little bit of a listen to it, man. It's really great. I'm loving the sound of it, dude. I got to say that Master of Metal, man, that one, for me, that track, I kept coming back to it, and there was a point where that guitar around, I think it was around 240, 246, something like that, dude. I just went back and back and back. I just had to hear that line in it, man. My head was just thoroughly banging through these tracks.
Here's
so
the big present for you, too. Here's the big present for you, too. Grant Burns actually plays the solo on Master of Metal, Australia's guitar virtuoso. So you have an Australian on Master of Metal.
Oh, nice. That's really cool, man. That you kept coming back to that point on it, and then you had an Aussie doing the guitar on that as well.
He's a great guitar player, man. Great guitar player.
So what was it like getting this album together? Tell me a little bit about your songwriting process and just getting this whole solo album together now.
Well, I took a little time and tried to figure out what I wanted to do as far as the direction I wanted to go. If I wanted to piece together another band, or if I just want to start going solo, because I write 95% of the music when I'm in a project. Outside of Matt's, that's his baby. But so I decided I'm just going to go with Wags as my nickname. Everybody knows me as Wags for Wagner. And then I just decided to add Metal Incorporated because it's a very kind of metal-like project. So I just pieced that all together. Then those songs kind of just flowed within the last year or so. I've been just piecing those together, writing them. And then I've got Dave Tudor on bass guitar from Cleveland, Ohio. He is a fabulous bass player. And then I just started bringing a bunch of guitar players in that were really high-level players. Like I said, Grant Burns plays on Master of Metal. I really wanted him to play on more, but he's such a busy, what do they call them, mates over there? Yeah. So he was kind of busy. So I got 1 track out of him, and that was the Master of Metal. And man, did he shine on that thing. And then I got Greg Grubin plays on a very highly skilled guitar player out of Cleveland. Commander Vanek from Midnight is playing on 2 or 3 or 4 of these. He's actually helping me engineer the songs. So we kind of did a little bit of a rearranging on a few parts just to bring everything together. And then we've got who else is on this record? Nikolai Antazanov from Prophecies on a couple, and then I round out the other songs. I play the solos on the rest of them.
So when it comes to recording, tell me a little bit about your recording process there, Wags.
Well, I track all the rhythms. I don't let anybody play my rhythms because I
Yep.
play a pretty tight rhythm. So I play all the rhythms. Then I'll send the basic rhythms and drum tracks with a scratch vocal to like Dave, the bass player. Then he'll do his part, send them back from Cleveland. Everything's done via internet now, sending WAV files. So then I started to reach out to guitar players to see if they would be interested in playing on the solo record. So I got a lot of good input, a lot of positive vibes. So then I started picking out what guy I wanted to play a song.
Yep.
So then they all wound up playing their tracks, sent them back to me. Then I pieced them together at my studio. Then I send them up to Commander Vonik, and he's kind of like engineering them and bringing them all in, tightening them up. And then we're doing a little cinematic on intros, some really cool stuff that I haven't really told anybody about yet. It's going to be really neat. But yeah, that's how the process worked. And like I said, I recorded a ton of songs in the last year and a half. So I probably got 8 full-length albums sitting here ready to be mastered.
So if anything, it seems like I'm probably the same. I kind of get it. As we get older, we can tend to get more motivated. How do you keep yourself motivated with all these bloody projects, Wags? Because you've got a few on the go, and I dare say it probably helped creatively to be having these different projects, like you said, with Wreck Defy and Matt kind of being the drive behind that creative process. And then you've got the other ones with your Wags Metal, and you've got the Prophecy, and you've got all these projects. For one, how are you keeping yourself motivated, and what's it like with the creative process bouncing in between all these different projects?
Well, it actually works out pretty good.
Yeah.
I've always been a motivated person when it comes to music. I started performing live when I was about 13. So I've been at it about 45 years. So there's no lack of motivation because I have no problems writing songs. When I wake up, I've got 3 or 4 songs from the night before in my head. And it's really crazy because like my songs just come out like a waterfall. If I'm having a coffee, I may write a song while I'm drinking a coffee. I may hear this riff in my head and then, wow, I got this riff. Oh, wow, I got some of these lyrics. So I guess I'm a split brain type of person, but it all seems to work out and I work fast and I really have a good team and professionals that I work with, being Matt and his project, Nikolai and his, and the guys that I brought on board. So everything seems to flow really good. And when I get focused, the job gets done. You know what I mean? There's no messing around.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about the project you got with Nikolai and the Prophecy and everything like that?
Yeah, Nikolai guest played solos on Matt's record, the World Enslaved. So then I kind of started breaking up a friendship with him on Facebook. And then he started, I sent him some of my older stuff that nobody's really even heard. I mean, I got so many songs that are just sitting around, but I started sending him songs. And then he started getting interested in my vocals. So he asked me if I would do a track, and we did that Face of Evil for Halloween about Michael Myers. So we got that one out of the way, and he dug my vocals, and he dug my vocals in Shatter Messiah. So he just asked me, he's like, hey, man, you want to sing the next Prophecy record? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. So we just started cracking at it. I think I did that in a couple of weeks, the album, and then sent all the files back to him and his buddy. I can't remember his name, though, but he's is mixing the record right now in one of the countries by Holland. So that's kind of how that came to fruition. Then he would send me lyrics, give me an idea. And then what I usually do is just run with it. I'll create my vocals. If he don't like something, then I'll change it. But usually it flows pretty good and we don't have too many change ups.
Oh, no, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing more of that project. And as we talked last time, the World Enslaved had released with the Wreck Defy album. And I was chatting to you, and it was kind of like I spoke with Matt, and he was like, I'm glad this album's out, but it's the fun thing with talking with you guys. It's always, I'm looking forward to the next step. It's like, okay, I've got this, I'm proud of this, but I'm looking forward to getting the next album, and in particular getting the next album with you, like from the start, doing the vocals and everything as well with this album.
Yeah, this next album is going to be a real butt kicker, I may say, because It's just more, it's more of a monster now. It's kind of expanding, and I'm in my comfort zone as far as the vocals. And then he brought a couple of guest vocalists in to do a few tracks with me. Stu Block's on, or one
Yeah.
or two of them, and Amanda Kierman, and then Australia's own Temptress Genovese is on a couple of them, I believe. And I think I'm going to put out Barracuda. Me and her did Barracuda,
Oh,
My Heart,
nice.
and I'm going to
Oh,
have it mastered in Cleveland. When I get that done, I'll send you a copy of it.
oh,
It's going to
dude,
be on the next Wags Metal Incorporated.
I'm looking forward to that. I know we touched on this last time you were working with Genevieve, but now you've been working with her a little while since the interview. How's that been working with her? Because she really is an amazing vocalist, and we have so many great vocalists in the metal scene that kind of sometimes are underappreciated and need to be checked out or just missed. And she's with Temptress got great support here in Australia, but she's an amazing vocalist. And I've had the joy of chatting with her. And I'm looking forward to hearing what's going to happen with your vocals, because man, your vocals are just soaring. They're big. They just have that power metal vibe, that thrashy vibe. And I'm looking forward to hearing the both of you together and what you create. Especially, you just mentioned Barracuda. That's going to be cool to hear.
Yeah, that's cool. And then she did a couple of songs off the new record. I don't have the songs in front of me to get the titles, but she did a kick-ass job. I mean, she's just a really good singer. She's powerful. She's beautiful for heavy metal, you know what I mean? And she's very driven like we are. Her band's really cool. I mean, we've almost talked about trying to get Wreck Defy over to Australia and doing like a double bill there. You know what I mean? I think we'd fit in perfect over on the Australian metal scene.
Oh yeah,
so,
you'd have to do a double set though, Wags. You'd have to get on
yeah,
there, and you'd have to do
and
some
I'm
of your
thinking,
other stuff,
bring
though,
her
dude.
up, bring
If
her
you're
up on
coming
a
over,
couple of the songs, and then maybe go out and do Barracuda with her band at the end of the night or something. But yeah, it's really good. She's motivated. She loves what she does. She's very dedicated to her craft, and she sounds that way. You know, I mean, she's excellent. And this other girl from Canada, this Amanda Kierman, she's a great singer too. So everything's falling into place. Matt's got this. He just sent me the lyrics for Dissecting the Leech, which is the title track. It's outrageous, man. I mean, when you hear that thing, it's outrageous. The boy's filled with a lot of angst. You know what I mean?
He is, but he's really motivated, and the lyrics and everything is spot on. He's one of those guys that is also, when I chat with him, he's always super cool to chat with. He's easy to chat with, like yourself, about the music, but he's driven and passionate about the music scene. And he's been, for me, it's great to see bands like this that have the drive, like from that first release to where he is now, how he's driven and pushed and grown the band as well.
Yeah, and it's just good to play with old schoolers. I mean, I'm older than he is, but he's still old school a little bit. You know what I mean? He come up through the ranks, and we write songs. It's got a lot of good vocal hooks, good guitar melodies, good lead guitar. The songs are structured well, and they're just, you know, solid releases. You know what I mean? That's what you got to release. No pasting, cutting, and like auto tune. I don't think hardly any auto tune went down either. So that's what I like about the project a lot.
And it must be fun for you as a musician, like who's put the hard yards and the years into this, you know. And yes, the music scene has changed so much compared to when you first started. Now we have all these streaming cycles, and there's a different way with you approach your promotion. But you can also, like, as we've mentioned, you're working with these artists all over the world now. It must, you know, make you even more motivated to go, wow, now I can work with this guy from here, and then I can do this with this person over in the world. And then, you know, I got Matt up in Canada. It must be great for you as a musician, songwriter, singer, and everything else that you do, to be able to work with all these great musicians from all over the world.
Yeah, you know, the social connections that you can do now. I mean, you can send files over the emails to actually do records, to do songs. I mean, I don't have to fly to Canada to do the vocals. I mean, it really shores up and frees up the ability to, I guess, connect and keep the flow going. Because if you had to fly every time you had to get together and do something, it'd be pretty tough. You know what I mean? Like if I had to fly over to Europe to do Nikolai's record, it'd be almost impossible. So we can do all this stuff on the internet now. There's a lot better social networking for the bands. So that kind of makes it a lot easier and it makes it comfortable.
Yeah, that's it. And getting the word out from the music, it's changed now. It used to be these bloody magazines when I was growing up, and well, it's the FM radio. If you were lucky, I suppose here in Australia, you'd find one show that played for an hour late at fucking night. But now you have this ability where I can jump in and I can connect with Wags and listen to your music and follow you as well. And a lot of other people can do that with bands they love and the social side of things. It's like a double-edged sword. It's great to get your music, but sometimes it gets a bit fucking overwhelming at times as well.
Yeah. Well, what's good about it too, for like an unsigned artist like me, who's still trying to make my name as far as pushing units and stuff, I can go on here and like, I'm going to be on Bandcamp. The Metal Madman is my name on there. So I'll be able to sell some stuff on Bandcamp. And I guess the biggest thing for me as an independent artist is going to be getting guys like you to let me do a Zoom interview and try to spread my music around the world. You know what I mean? So I can show them what my album looks like. And then I'll probably try to shop it to some small record labels, but it's hard to get a deal. You know what I mean? If I could just get this thing moving myself, I'd be quite happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I always drum up and talk about support, because it's important. If you're sitting here and you're going, man, I love Wags' music, he's an amazing vocalist, get along and support your favorite artist. Yeah, you can go on and get your fucking streams on Spotify, but to go buy an album from an artist, every time I talk to an artist and they go, man, it's great when someone goes and buys that album or buys that shirt and and puts up the photo. Oh man, I bought the album and I bought the CD. It's the amount of support that shows for the band goes a long way compared to just streaming a band, which is great to stream, but dude, buy an album as well.
Yeah,
Don't forget that.
I mean, I don't like digital format as much as I like people buying the hard product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have people that's going to buy the digital streams, but to actually have your artist and have the record and be able to look at it and hold it, I mean, that's the mystique about bands. And I think for the first few albums, we're probably going to keep our photos off the album to try to even make it a little more mysterious. I know I'm on these things, but we probably won't show the band quite as much until we get a few albums in. I guess almost like a Kiss approach without the makeup, you know what I mean? Just to make it a little more mysterious.
The artwork's so important for me. You're probably the same. Like artwork on albums, I buy CDs. I bought a started record collection, which I've said multiple times, and I hardly even like with my CDs. I'm hardly even pulling them out now. I just love having them, the artwork, the whole package. And for me, when I was a young metalhead, and you go to the CD store and you open up your CD and you'd rip out the inlay, that was where. For me, that was my Google, and the band would go, oh, thank them, or you know what I mean? So now I'm going to jump back and check out that band and just the amazing artwork with it. I think some people forget what a joy that is when you do get that. You look at the artwork and everything behind it.
Yeah, see, I got one of the best artists in Cleveland that just did that cover layout, so it's really kind of cool. I just try to keep it simple and effective, you know what I mean? So there's not a whole lot that I just wanted to be boom, right to the point. No Man's Land. There's a song in there titled No Man's Land. I think I'm going to do a video for No Man's Land around July. Nice. We're going to do a professional video. So like right now we've got 7 songs mixed. We got 4 more to mix, and then we're going to take them up to the big studio and start mastering them and honing them in with all the cinematic intros on a few of them, get everything packaged. And then he's going to send to his company that does the layouts and does the templates and everything. Then they're going to do the actual production of as far as making the CDs, and then should be ready to roll, should be ready to start trying to move them.
Yeah, probably look good on some shirts as well, I reckon, dude.
Yeah, going to be some shirts, maybe some stickers, maybe a patch for your jacket or something down the road, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that Shield one looked dope as a sticker, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy said I should get a tattoo of that, but it's like, I don't know about that. I do like the Shield. It looks pretty powerful and metal. And just for a little tidbit, the next Wags Metal Incorporated is titled Pounded by Steel.
Nice.
So and it's going to be, the Shield's going to be a major part of the record, I'm not
Yeah.
going to give away everything.
No,
It is
no, because we'll
pretty
talk about
powerful.
that when that
Yes,
one's ready to
exactly.
drop. What other active projects have you got? We've chatted about Wreck Defy. We've talked about your solo album coming up, the Prophecy, Mental Punishment. You touched on your rock stuff. What's going on there, man? Because I love the state of the rock scene at the moment, dude.
Yeah, it's like basically it's not heavy
No.
metal as I would say it. It's more like hard rock. So I mean I write all kinds of stuff from ballads to metal to hard rock to light rock. So this is going to be more of a hard rock album,
Awesome.
kind of like more rock and roll style vocals, and not as much grindy screamy stuff as more like singing. And then I brought some good players in again. Dave Tudor obviously is my bass player of choice through all my records. And then I'm going to try to piece these together and maybe do 1 or 2 shows at the end of the year if I could get the right lineup. I'm kind of looking at it like Halford did.
Yeah.
Just bringing some younger guys in to tackle all the music, and I'll probably just front the band and maybe play guitar on a couple of songs. That's my goal.
That must be encouraging for you looking forward as well, having these different projects to work with. I'm excited. I know I've checked out some of your other rock stuff, and I'm looking forward to what's coming for you as well with the rock side of things. I can't wait till this album comes out, the solo one for you. Roughly, when are we looking for this one? Towards the end of the year, I'm guessing.
We're looking at end of summer, fall release.
Okay.
Because right now I'm getting into my Dirty Deeds, Extreme USA. I'm in a tribute ACDC.
I've seen that.
We play everywhere. So the summer's already filled up. So I play Malcolm in that. So we're going to be on the road a lot. So I'm going to have to kind of piece this solo album as I'm out on the road. So once I get back, everything should be back to me, and then I'll do a release and all that. And then I'll try to get it up on some platforms, get you a copy, obviously, and try to get it around the world. I got to find some distribution is my biggest problem. Trying to find people who can get it into some places for me and get the word out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing as well. And support. People get along and bloody support. Where's the best place we can get along? And I suppose I've mentioned the Wreck Defy, Prophecy, Mental Punishment. Where's the best place people can get along and support your solo project? Have you got some stuff you mentioned on Bandcamp?
I would go to Bandcamp.
Yep.
Bandcamp / The Metal Madman or Wags Wagner is one of the two. And then you can also go to reverbnation.com / The Metal Madman. And I got all my songs up there, as I've done covers of like Judas Priest, Journey. I do like some cover songs just to let people see what I can sing. So you can check all that out. After the album comes out, we'll get back a hold of you, try to do another interview, and we'll roll from there, brother.
Awesome. Greg Wags Wagner, thank you so much, brother. It was an absolute pleasure to get to chat to you about everything you've got going on. I look forward to everything you've got going on. And as always, I'm looking forward to the next chat we have later in the year, man. Thanks, you very, very much.
Take care, brother. Metal forever. See you,
Cheers,
buddy.
brother. Thank you.